Hey there, James here. How you doing? In this video, I'm going to be sharing the 6 ways to get leads if you're a B2B business owner. Namely, if you're a consultant or an agency owner, a knowledge professional, if you sell your wisdom, your know-how, your expertise, there are really only 6 ways to generate leads. And that's because there are 3 things that you're going to need to get right if you want to scale your business. And yes, indeed, one of those things is predictable lead flow. You will also need offers that are easy to articulate and easy to sell, and also low touch delivery. If we can get these 3 things right, we can hopefully bust through the hustle ceiling, and I'm going to come back to that. So on the screen right now, you can see our B2B Predictable Leads Matrix, and there are 6 squares on the screen, and these are indeed the 6 ways that are available to you to get B2B leads. Now on the left, you'll see the word friends. On the right, you'll see the word strangers. And that is because there are methods that we can use to reach out to the people that are already part of our network. There are networking activities, and there are ways to reactivate the audiences that are already under our nose. The strategies on the left are low complexity, but it also means that they're low volume. So we can go out to people that we know, we can send them emails, we can send them SMSs, we can reach out to them on social media, and this is largely our network. And this is where most people begin. And I'm going to say it's not a bad place to begin. Indeed, it's an excellent place to begin. And that is because we need to test our offers with friendly audiences before we push out too far. Unfortunately, a lot of people get stuck here and they never go anywhere else. Some people are lucky enough to be able to get referrals, do a little bit of word of mouth. But I don't really see this as a lead generation strategy that's within your control. If you're getting inbound inquiries, if you're getting referrals, if you've got good word of mouth, that's great. It means you're good at whatever it is that you do, but it's largely out of your control. These are not friends, but they're not necessarily strangers either. They're somewhere in the middle. So we start by networking. We go to networking events. We reach out to our own personal networks. We reach out to our friends on social media. We send emails. We SMS people. We meet people in the real world and we shake their hands. Then we move on to referrals. And then most people do a little bit of cold networking. Let's put this in blue for ice cold. And this might mean cold calling. It might mean cold emailing. It could even mean door knocking. This is high complexity, but it's also high volume. So it's high volume, but it's high complexity, and we're reaching out to strangers. Now, this particular 3-part process I watch people do again and again and again. They start here, they go to here, then they go to here, and then they kind of get stuck and then go back to here. And they do that around and round and round in a circle. This is one-to-one stuff, and we call this the hustle zone. Now, the hustle zone is not necessarily a bad place to be, but of course, you want to, over time, get out of the hustle zone. When we all start out, we're mostly stuck in the hustle zone. The hustle zone will get us to about 10K a month, maybe 30K a month, but not necessarily consistent income. I kind of see it as a rite of passage. Everybody needs to start bottom left, working their own network before they can move any further. Unfortunately, this little line in the middle here is the hustle ceiling. And most people never get through the hustle ceiling. They're banging their heads here, they're banging their heads here, they're banging their heads here. So those are the 3 most common ways to generate leads. We work our existing networks, we over-depend on referrals, and then we might dabble with a bit of cold marketing, and usually most people give up pretty quickly. It's not great for the ego, not great for the soul. Very hard to scale cold marketing. So what do we have above the line? Well, top left, we have our social media networks. So once again, this is low complexity, but it's not great volume. I'll tell you what though, it's higher volume than your own personal network. We have our personal networks, and then we have these much larger informal personal networks. These are the people that we're connected with on LinkedIn. These are the people that follow us on Facebook. These are the people that we know kinda on TikTok, formerly TikTok, now X. Formerly Twitter, now X, on TikTok, all these different platforms. The difference is that when we shift from marketing to our personal networks, we're usually stuck in what we would call push marketing. Push marketing is when you reach out, I'm available for hire, I'm the best, I'm awesome, you should hire me. And once again, most people are stuck in the hustle zone, push marketing, reaching out to people one-to-one. When we move up into social media marketing, suddenly we're stepping into a zone which is one-to-many. We can create situations where we are pulling people in. And I'm sure you see this all the time. I do it myself. I post something on social media and I say, who wants my predictable leads matrix, where I can show you the 6 ways to get leads if you're a B2B business owner. People raise their hand, they say, I'm interested in that. I share them with a link. I'm pulling people into my world. I'm not going out there saying, I'm awesome, I'm amazing, you should hire me. I'm saying something like, do you have this particular headache? Do you have this particular problem or need? Is that you? Well, I have the cure. Would you like to see the cure? And then I deliver something of value. I'm pulling people into my world. But of course, through this process, I am indeed collecting data such as first name, last name, email address, and other basic lead information. That's social media marketing. It's the easiest form of pull marketing. It's a form of intelligent outbound, and we're largely targeting our friends, or at least friends and friends of friends. It's low complexity and low volume. Once again, and you could use it to get to 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month. As we get a little bit more sophisticated, we might move away from our over-dependence on referrals, word of mouth. I often say to people, what's your most consistent form of getting leads? And they'll say, oh, referrals or word of mouth. But it's largely out of your control. Do you know what is within your control? Something that we call SMAPs. SMAPs stands for Strategic Marketing Alliances and Partnerships. This is not just hoping and praying that someone's going to send a random referral your way. It's forming alliances with other people so that you can proactively fill your funnel. In our world, we do partnerships with other brands where we invite them to share our lead magnets, we share their lead magnets, and all we're doing is we're filling our funnel. And we get anywhere between 100 to 800 leads in any given month just through SMAPs. Now, these are not friends. They're not strangers either. They're friends of friends. We are marketing one-to-many, often via other people's databases. It's also a form of pull marketing. We're giving value, which we're using to pull people into our world. Finally, right-hand side, can you guess what this is? Ads. A lot of people are afraid of ads. They're afraid of ads because ads cost money. The wonderful thing about ads, though, is that ads are extremely consistent when you get them right. And I'll tell you what, they do not require large amounts of hustle. Once they're set up, or once you've got an agency, as long as you know your acquisition cost and the ceiling that you can spend to be able to acquire a lead or book a meeting or sign a customer or client, you can run closed loop advertising campaigns. And that means you're only spending to get clients in, and then you allocate a percentage of the client's first month spend or first 2 months spend. Then you use that to win more clients or win the next client, and do it in this closed loop, a never-ending positive cycle of bringing people into your world. But you can't do that if the only thing that you've got to offer is yourself. I'm amazing, I'm the best, hire me. You need to be able to have content that other people can share on your behalf, content that you can share on social media yourself, or content that you can run in the form of an ad where you generate a lead, which invites someone to book a meeting and brings people into your world. Those are the 6 ways to get leads. Your question that you've got to ask yourself is, what would be the easiest, simplest path for you to move from the hustle zone down here up to this area at the top, where we are reaching out as running campaigns that are one-to-many rather than one-to-one. In the not too distant future, I'm going to be running a webinar around this particular topic. If you'd like to know what that is, click the link that's somewhere underneath this video. Or indeed, if you'd like to see if you qualify for a strategy call with me or my business partner, John Iglesias, or another member of our crew, I've also included a link to do that as well too.